Nearly 4,000 years ago, people already complained about customer service. They already worked the night shift. They already overcharged tourists. These are 5 real jobs from the ancient world, counted down to the one that proves people have never changed. We begin in Rome, where carts were banned from the streets in daylight. So an entire profession lived at night.
Rome wakes when honest men sleep. Every sleeper in Rome curses me. Every table needs me.
The poet Juvenal complained, "In Rome, sleep costs a fortune." This law is why wagons were banned for most of the day. So much of the freight came by night.
A wagon stalls. The whole street shouts. A window. Quiet! You want quiet? Stop eating.
At Pompeii, a painted election ad survives, signed by the Muliones, all the muleteers. Politicians wanted the driver's vote. The freight left a monument, a hill in Rome made of tens of millions of discarded oil jars.
At dawn, I unhitch. Rome pretends I was never there. Until tonight, the city eats because I drive.
The mules are gone. The night shift never left. At Delphi, the holiest place in Greece, the tour guides talked at every visitor, and one philosopher wrote the complaints down.
Welcome to the center of the world. I am your guide. Stay close. I will show you everything. Famous commanders on the right. I will name all of them.
On the rare days the Oracle of Delphi spoke, crowds crossed the sea with questions. While they waited, the guides found them. Visitors camped below the temple. The legal limit was 30 days.
We will need all 30.
Rich cities skipped the line. The island of Chios went first. It is carved on their altar. One group begged the guides to make the speeches shorter. The guides heard them. The guides kept talking.
You have gone quiet? Good. When you are quiet, I continue. Everyone asks for the short version. Friend, there is no short version.
1900 years later, people still cross the sea to famous places, and the guides will still find you. Tourist complaints faded on the mountain air. One customer complaint did not. The oldest ever found is pressed into a clay tablet addressed to a copper merchant in the city of Ur.
The finest copper in all of Ur. Mine. And here comes Nani's man. Again.
Around 1750 BC in Ur, a customer named Nani pressed his complaint into clay. The copper was second-rate, and his messenger sent home empty-handed.
He dislikes 1 ingot, and now I am a swindler. He has never sailed to Dilmun. He has never lifted an ingot. But my copper? Suddenly he is the expert.
Ea Nasir shipped copper up the Gulf from Dilmun, today's Bahrain. In the ruins of his house, archaeologists found not one angry letter, but a collection.
Let them write. I keep everyone.
He kept every complaint. 3,000 years on, they are the only reason we know his name. A bad review can follow you for 4,000 years. In Rome, something else refused to stop: the water. 700 men kept it running every hour of every day.
They turned the water off for me.
The water leaves stone on these walls. I scrape it off. It grows back. I scrape it again. This work never ends.
That white crust on your showerhead, Rome's spring water, grew the same crust inside its aqueducts, 26 centimeters thick.
Autumn. The channel is dry, the city is thirsty. We work fast.
The maintenance memo survives, 2,000 years old. Never in summer, one aqueduct at a time. your water company still sends the same notice.
Every man in Rome drinks. No man thinks of us. Good. It means the water is moving.
When the scraping stopped, the water stopped. One aqueduct sat broken for 9 years. Rome's greatest machine was never the arches. It was the man with the scraper. And yet, the most familiar document of the ancient world came from none of these. It came from an Egyptian village where one scribe wrote down the excuses his workers gave for staying home.
I write down why men skip work. 40 men cut the king's tomb. Absences go in red. 1 man strengthening his door. Inui fetching stones for me. Pendua drinking with Konsu. It was the feast. Even the doctor reported ill. Day 15 and 16.
The Ostracon tablet is real. It recorded attendance at the tomb worksite over 280 days. Reasons for absence included brewing beer, a scorpion bite, private work for the boss. Full working days, about 1 in 4.
Every man has an excuse. Some are true.
80 years later, payroll ran 18 days late, and the tomb builders walked out. The first strike in recorded history. It worked, so they did it again. 3,000 years. The office hasn't changed.
The vizier asks why the tomb is late. I show him the tablet.
5 jobs across nearly 4,000 years. The tools changed. The people never did. Every episode is researched from the sources. Find them all at antiquelands.tv.